All right, hello. This is an update video for my motorized bicycle. There's been a couple changes to the bike, mainly cosmetic, but also some functional changes. Talk about, just do a little review. Got my gas 4-stroke 50cc Washung engine with the sprocket driven chain drive back here. I have my front hub motor, 36 volts. And then I have my pedal set, the 7-speed Shimano Tourney in the back there as well. The wide pedal, crank pedal set there as well. Some things that have been added to the bike are this metal enclosure. It is a 26 gauge plate steel riveted. It's attached to the bike with zip ties and like in about 10 different points. And then everything is insulated inside with vinyl stripping and inner tubes so that wherever it comes to contact metal to metal, it's insulated against vibration. I think that's been really key with this whole bike. You really got to insulate your joints on something like this because of the levels of vibration. I put a couple water bottle holders on the front forks, mainly for extra gasoline, but I have used them to hold water bottles or whatever, you know, sodas. Just went to the single Schwinn light. The other one was kind of such a low lumens rating, it wasn't worth it. It was like the Schwinn 50. This is a Schwinn 200. So I think really for road conditions, if you're out of your neighborhood, you don't need to be messing around with anything less than 100 lumens. You know, everyone should keep that in mind when they're talking about safety with this bike or with any bike. Speaking of safety and comfort, got a new Schwinn saddle here. It's got those like foam cores on the back. Love these things. It's so comfortable. It's so comfortable. And it gives you the option to pedal. It gives you this horn here so you can sit on the horn and pedal the bike with the pedals. Nice position there. You know, it's super simple. If you want to do that, you can easily just pedal. Or if you want to sit back and recline on the big nice butt pads, you can do that too. It's really tight. All my pouches, I put them on the top bar here. This is where I keep all the tools to maintain the bike. True the spokes, I keep wrenches and screwdrivers and inner tube replacement and a bunch of stuff in there. This is where you put, like, you know, your pocket contents. You know, your cell phone goes in the top pouch, and wallet and keys are in there. And then I've got the snack pouch, which is really cool now. It's insulated, so I can keep a variety of snacks in there. Very cool. Yeah. And it's got some water bottle holders on each side, so pretty awesome with that. See, the very first video I did on my channel, I just had one of those rear view mirrors. Now I have two. What's up? And I made an upgrade for the tachometer. I made an upgraded mount, which goes between the supports for the windshield. And that's been really cool because it means that I have to just move my eyes down, not my entire head position. It's much safer in that way. I did secure these wind guards on a little bit better, and I shortened them up a little bit too. They were just a little too wide to go through doorways, and I realized that my hands are always going to be behind them on the inner part anyway, so there you have it. I wanted to talk about, like, you know, why, kind of going back to that first video, I used to have just this gas engine with 2 gas tanks for extended range. Now I have a 12 amp hour 48 volt battery, which is housed under the down tube under this part of the metal enclosure, with the control and all the wiring being up in this part. And I've been doing some mileage testing. So with the governor switch on, I feel like I get a solid 45 miles from just the battery pulling everything else along with just throttle, about 45 miles. That's really good, actually. It's amazing. I'm also being economical going down hills and assisting it with the pedals most of the time. With the fuel tank and the battery, I haven't really hit a range, a trip that I was willing to do where I would deplete both of them at the exact same time. And I'm still kind of testing out riding styles to see what's the best way of doing it. I've got some riding footage I'm going to put in this video too in just a moment here. Wanted to talk about a couple more things, and then I'm going to show you what each of the accelerations looks like on the bicycle. So one of the things I was considering when I had just that gas bike is that I always had to keep gasoline around the house. All right, which is fine, but I got a kid and that's not the safest thing in the entire world. So having all the gas in that tank there covered up by the saddlebag it's just nice. It's nice to have that all in there. You're always using fresh fuel if you always have to refuel it. So that's a thing to consider too. It's also easy to drain out. Makes it super simple. What I can't have at the house, what I do have is a electricity plug, of course, and I can charge this up and get up to the gas station. So if I fully charge it, go to a gas station, and then want to go on a long ride, I could probably hit about 85 miles with this thing. You're not going to get the full 100 miles range out of the tank. I don't feel like pushing around the electronics components, but there are several advantages to having both power sources, and it's just so smooth. You know, I'll show you some different riding styles here in just a moment. I'm going to take some ride footage in 3, 2, 1. All right, let's see if we can get some footage. I'm going to try and go to the gas station and get some gas with this thing. I got my wallet, right? Yeah, that's a good thing. It's not that far. And hopefully I can get a pretty decent angle the whole time. And I have no issues with the bike. I've been kind of working with it mechanically a little bit here. I'm not really in a huge rush. Right now, all I'm doing is using the electric throttle to get up there. And then I'll put some fresh gas in it, get some high octane gas, and yeah, hopefully it'll be all fix and giggles. I can shift down the pedal set. I have these thumb shifters there, which are really cool. Shimano brand. They're just basic, but you know, they do the trick. And shift to the 7th gear, and it does great. You can just help out the electric motor right at 25 miles an hour. It's a great ride. This thing is so fun. It's also very safe, I would say. You know, I've been hit by a vehicle on a bicycle before, and it's not fun. So you're way safer. All these lights and everything right now on it than you would be on any other bike, basically. Very happy with the way it is. Taking some nice curves. I do want to turn my gas motor on, but you know, this thing does fine. It does just dandy on its own. Pretty good range out of the electric motor too. I just gave this a quick charge. It might die on its way here, but hopefully not. So I'm trying to not full throttle the electric motor here. Riding style. It's kind of an interesting intersection where the intersection of power torque curves, this 3-power delivery system, that gas bike, I have the gas motor, the truck motor, and then I have the electric hub motor, and then I have the pedal set as well. So right now, actually, I'm running completely naked, just the pedal set. I'm in a pretty flat part, so it works fine. Just so you guys can see, you can pretty easily pedal this bike, even up a slight hill. You lose a little speed, but it is what it is. It's a heavy bike. Let's get up on the sidewalk here, because I'm not gonna turn the power on. And that way you can, you know, go to downtown Charleston or St. Augustine or New York City or somewhere where you could just, or pedal only. And there it is. If you need a little assistance, just turn on the electric. Super simple. The gas motor is mainly for hills and for highways. Oh. Alright, so let's pop back out on the road a little bit here. And we're going to swing around to the gas station. Y'all can see, I don't know if you can see that Shell station over there. Especially when you build it from scratch like I did, you start to get into like an electromechanical personal relationship with it, where you know kind of what it needs and you can feel the vibrations when they're off. So like right now, I think I need to true the rear wheel, and work on maybe the rear chain sprocket some more. Car. We'll get going here. So the electric motor is not the absolute best for, there it goes. There it goes. Alright, so I got some gas for this thing. Let's hit the road again. I can already see there's a lot more fuel in the fuel line. And it's looking real nice, so we're going to start heading down the hill and get it choked up. I'm going to try to speak a little bit louder, although I know the microphone's going to pick up some of the engine noise. I'll probably speak a little less for this segment of the video and just enjoy that purr. Recommended fuel is recreational 90, but you can run 89 in it, no problem. We're just cruising right along at 25 miles an hour. See, I've got a tachometer as well. The tachometer shows you how many revolutions per minute the engine's running at.
throttle going down this hill, of course, you know. Start idling at about 3,000. Max torque curve is probably at 5,800, I would say, maybe close to 6,000. And you start to lose more power. And that's to some degree a function of the sprocket I have on there. I have a 38 tooth rocket right now, so I think it's plenty. Also gives me tons of hill climbing power. And it's pretty zippy on the road. You do just what I just did. You rev it up a little bit, get up to 25, cruise, baby. Great. And, you know, we lost our battery on the electric. Yeah, it's out of charge, unfortunately, still. That, you see, this is why I have a system like this. It's so versatile. Let's take this left. It has less bumps in it. It's a lovely, smooth ride. It's really awesome. Very few, I mean, there's a few vibrations on the accessories, but in my body, there are very few vibrations. It brakes excellently. And then your low speed with this sprocket is nice. That's another reason why I enjoy the 38-tooth sprocket, because it's great at low speed, motoring around the suburbs. Motoring up to a shopping center, motoring up to a highway, to go on a longer ride. I can even motor right up here. Alright, I'm out.
Alright, so let's go on a little bit of a ride here to show you what both of the accelerations look like together. Let's start the bike up, put the choke in, and 2, it takes about 4 or 5. Oh, we got lucky. Let it warm up a little bit. I actually should tune down the carburetor a little bit, but I just wanted to warm the engine up slightly. And then we wait for it to decelerate the back wheel. It's actually pretty good tuning there. All right, let's get out of here. Get out on the road. Woo! Everything's a little wet. And the whole goal here is just to show you how it accelerates under a full charge and full tank of gas. Make sure I get a good angle. Yep. All right. Whoa, look at that. Amazing. We're going to do that up this hill too. Like that. Crazy. It's just like amazing. And I'm keeping my RPM pretty good too. Trying to keep them right at 6,000. And that e-bike motor just keeps on pushing it too. And the gas bike motor picks up where necessary. Whoa! Alright, let's go to basically a stop. Gonna choke up the... Oh, they figured it out. Nice. I'm gonna choke up the engine a little bit. Just put a little gas in there. Hello! See my neighbors out. Everyone loves this thing. Check it out. Alright. Boom!
craziest thing. All right, and now I actually noticed that the clutch and the transmission will kind of help the engine idle a little bit while you're still warming up. Very cool. Going up this hill, I just kind of wait till the gas engine engages, and then I can use the electric part to assist it further. That conserves the battery. Boom. So yeah, I think that's a great test. I'm going to get down this hill and then do it one more time on the flat so you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. Put the brakes on. Yeah. High. Very cool. Just going to choke it up a little bit too. With these engines, they have to really get nice and warm, and then they can't get too hot. You got to kind of baby them a little bit, but it is what it is. And they are so fun. Let me tell you what, man, they really are. So much fun. Boom. Here we go. It's amazing. It just gets you right up there, no problem. The acceleration is amazing. All right. And now through the corner, watch this. The front wheel grips, the back wheel pushes. Boom! Look at that, you can bank it kind of like a motorcycle. All right, good footage there. Loving that.
Yeah, you can see there's numerous advantages to having an all-wheel drive hybrid bicycle. I actually would go as far as to say there are advantages to building it yourself. If you're interested in knowing a little bit more about like my experience building the bike and having it now for 3.5-ish years and building it up from scratch, holler at me in the comments below. You can subscribe whenever I do an update. Planning on taking it on a longer ride and trying to do some more ride footage with it. So yeah, stay tuned. Peace.